Hi, I'm Jennifer Garner. I teach microbiology, and I would like to share my practice for introducing my students to scientists from underrepresented populations who have made significant contributions in the fields that are related to the topics for each unit in our course. I began this practice back in 2020, and my purpose was to introduce my students to scientists who were people like them. People who overcame challenges to make key discoveries. It was back when the campus was in remote learning, and so I would start each of my Zoom meetings by showing my students a picture of the scientist and explaining something about their background, and that way we could talk about what it looks like to become a scientist. So my purpose in using this practice now is to actually find short videos so that I can use them in the asynchronous online classes too. Part of the challenge of finding videos that highlight scientists from underrepresented populations is that credit for discoveries is or was often claimed by more privileged scientists who headed up the research laboratories. I depend on online collections such as the I Am a Scientist website and professional associations like the American Society for Microbiology's resource for inclusive diversity with equity, access, and accountability to identify a scientist that would not be in the textbook. I am usually able to find short videos about contemporary scientists on YouTube that interview the scientist or are sometimes created by the scientists themselves. For historical discoveries, I can sometimes find content creators with a focus on cultural awareness and a biology flavor who create videos related to microbiology topics. These videos usually point out how racism and sexism resulted in the scientists not being credited with their own work, except possibly as a lab technician. Even so, it is still difficult to find appropriate videos.
Patrick, the kayaking dog, is here with me again, and we're going to talk about important ideas for week 6.
So until then, I'll keep making my own little videos that highlight some important ideas for the week, just to keep that spot on the homepage warm. Students usually take general microbiology because it is a prerequisite to a professional program for their target careers. The technical terminology and abstract ideas make it difficult for students to relate to the lesson content. I want the practice of using short videos to introduce students to the diversity of scientists and their discoveries in microbiology to increase a sense of belonging for students in the class. Inclusivity will go a long way to support more effective learning and student success.